Guys, it's me, Apollonia. Welcome back. I know quality kind of sucks, but more the important thing is that you hear what I'm talking about, you know, not how I look. So let's see. We're on number 15, I think, right? Yeah, 15. So magically heal your relationships. Picture of like a family and a photo with a candle. Okay. Alrighty. If you have a difficult or broken relationship, are suffering from a broken heart, or hold any resentment or blame toward another person for anything, you can change it through gratitude. Gratitude will magically improve any difficult relationship, whether that person is a husband or wife, brother, sister, son, daughter, partner, boss, business client, work colleague, mother, father-in-law, parent, friend, neighbor. When we are faced with a difficult relationship or a challenging situation in a relationship, in almost all cases, we're not the least bit grateful for the other person. Instead, we're busy blaming the other person for the problems we have with them, and that means we don't have a shred of gratitude. Blame is never going to make a relationship better, and it's never going to make your life better. In fact, the more you blame, the worse the relationship gets and the worse your life gets. Whether it's a current relationship or a past relationship, if you harbor bad feelings toward another person, practicing gratitude will eliminate those feelings. Why would you want to remove your bad feelings about another person? Holding on to anger is like grasping a hot coal with the intent of throwing it at someone, and you are the only one who gets burned. I love that quote by Buddha. Bad feelings about another person burn your life, but gratitude will eliminate them. For example, if you have an ex-partner who is connected to you through your children and the relationship isn't good, look at your children's faces and realize that they wouldn't be alive if it wasn't for your ex-partner. Your children's lives are one of the most precious gifts you have. Look at your children and give thanks to your ex-partner for their lives every single day, as well as bringing peace and harmony to the relationship. Through your example, you will be teaching your children the greatest tool for life, gratitude. Or, if you're suffering from a broken heart or grief due to a relationship having ended, you can use gratitude's magical power to transform your pain. Gratitude magically transforms emotional pain into healing and happiness faster than anything else. The story of my parents is a perfect example of that. My mother and father fell in love with each other, virtually at first sight. From the moment they met, they were truly grateful to be with each other, and they had the most beautiful marriage I have ever seen. When my father died, my mother understandably suffered from enormous grief. After months of suffering, she began to use gratitude's magical power, and despite her immense grief and pain, she looked for things to be grateful for. She began with the past, and she recalled all the wonderful times of happiness she had received through the decades with my father. Then she took the next big step, and she looked for the things to be grateful for in the future. One by one, she found them. She found or remembered things she had always wanted to do, but didn't have time to do when my father was alive. And with this courageous step of gratitude, opportunities to fulfill her dreams magically poured in, and her life became rich with happiness again. The magical power of gratitude gave my mother a new life. For today's magical practice, you are going to look for a hot coal that is burning your life and literally turn it into gold through gratitude. Choose one difficult, problematic, broken relationship that you want to improve. It doesn't matter whether the person is currently in your life or it's a past relationship and the person is no longer in your life. Sit down and make a written list of 10 things you're grateful for about that person you've chosen. Think back to the history of the relationship and list the great things about the person or the great things you received from the relationship. The easiest way to do this is to think back to the way things were before the relationship deteriorated or ended. If the relationship was never good, then think hard about any good qualities in the person because they are there. Okay, I'm gonna skip this. There's just like too much detail, and then I know you guys probably have like limited time. Maybe you're listening to this when you're working or driving. So, anyways, so for example, Paul, I am so grateful for our time together while our marriage did end. I learned a lot. I'm so much wiser today, and I use what I learned from our marriage in many of my relationships today. Paul, I'm grateful for everything you did to try and make our marriage work, because 10 years of marriage means you did try. Paul, I'm grateful to you for our children. The joy I receive from them every day could not be without you. Paul, I'm grateful for your support and the time you want to give our children. I know they mean as much to you as they do to me. So it was past, and then it kind of ends up with the current. And then by the time you finish your gratitude list of 10 things, I'm not reading all of them, you should feel much better about the person and the relationship. The ultimate point you want to reach is where you don't have any bad feelings toward the person anymore, because it's your life that is harmed by those feelings. Every relationship is different, and if need be, you may choose to repeat this magical practice. Okay. So, number 1 for the magical practice to magically heal your relationships: do your list of 10 things you're grateful for. 2, choose one difficult, problematic, broken relationship that you want to improve. 3, sit down and write 10 things you're grateful for about that person you've chosen, and write it down and say it in the following way: their name, I'm grateful for, and then whatever. And then 4, just before you go to bed, hold your magic rock or crystal, mine is over there, sorry, your magic rock or crystal in your hand, and say, the best thing that happened to you that day. Alrighty, guys. Well, thank you so much for listening. You could go ahead and fast forward to number 16 if you want to get ahead. I just wanted to share. So since I've been doing this magical practice with you guys, I got a raise for $2, like out of nowhere. It shocked me. I mean, yeah, $2. Some people will be like, "Oh, $2 isn't a lot," but if you add up the hours over a day, yeah, it makes a big difference, and a big difference a month. So, and then I got to pick up an extra day permanently for the week too, so that makes a big difference. So it's like a $700 difference right there. It's so cool. I'm so grateful. Yeah, and it was by doing these practices out of nowhere. My boss just approached me with the opportunity today. So, and as always, I'd like to hear in the comments below if you've been feeling differently with the gratitude practices, if you're happy or if things are flowing better, and if you manifested anything. So, thanks for watching. Ciao.